decent amount of Bourne, but he seems to be growing in stature with every session.
Yeah, it was amazing. Really, really impressive. And, you know, it feels like nothing phases him. That's what I don't understand. So, yeah, really impressive.
I mean, yeah, particularly around Silverstone, where you know, the likes of Lewis know it so well, to go out there and, you know, put 3.5 tenths on him. Impressive stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, Lewis obviously didn't have a perfect lap around there, but Antonelli did. And we said when we were in the pit lane earlier, before qualifying, that there was a lot of wind. So there was a lot of challenges for the drivers to deal with out there. And Antonelli just keeps showing that what he's made of, the material that he's made of, and he's showing to be an all-round driver now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. Becoming, I mean, if he wasn't already, I mean, such a tender age to be a complete driver, but he's shown he's got all the tools.
He has. And I think with the management of Toto and Bono, his engineer, around him, it's definitely helped him grow in this sport. You know, I think Bono's a very calming character, which you kind of need. You know, at times through this year, Kimi has got very excited on the radio during a race. Oh, this isn't working. Oh, that's not working. And Bono's the calming voice that brings him back down to earth a little bit. And I think that's really been helpful for him this season. I
mean, that's the thing. It's a nurturing environment, isn't it? They've done everything has been calculated. As you mentioned earlier, Naomi, there was that decision whether he had been brought in too early. But actually, when you look at last season, towards the end, getting better, and it's just that steady improvement, but actually a rocket ship this year.
Yes, and last year was a very good example of how Mercedes didn't mount the pressure in a moment where people were potentially asking the question, had they made this decision too early? Because the first part of the season didn't go his way. They made sure they put their arm around him, made sure they gave him all the tools he needed in order to turn the situation around. And of course, now another winter season in between, and they've managed to really bring a driver this season together. And obviously, we want to give credit to Antonelli himself. Yeah, it's very, very impressive what he's doing, especially with a teammate like George. I mean, George, unfortunately, is really clearly not very happy in this car right now. But, you know, George is an incredibly talented driver. He won all of the junior formula categories on the first attempt. I mean, he's really no slouch. He's a very quick, very fast driver with a lot of talent. So, yeah, just hats off to Kimi.
He actually got back to within a tenth, didn't he, in that with the first lap in Q3. But then, of course, Kimi extended and he couldn't improve upon it. And then in the end, when you look at it, it's another almost 4 tenths to his teammate.
Yeah, it's a big gap. A big gap. Around any racetrack, that's a big gap for a driver. And that hurts when you see that compared to your teammate. We've all been there. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be scratching his head a little bit of trying to understand how Kimi's able to do that every time he gets in the car.
Yeah, 6th and 7th. 6-7 for the McLaren drivers. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Let's hear from them.
So, P6, I know that questions are being asked about where this relative lack of pace, why the struggling.
When have we ever had pace?
No, here I mean. Well, last season you did.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm talking about relative to the other teams, but is this still a hangover, do you think, of last year, that you weren't able to switch your attention fully to 26?
Yeah, but we've said that, and we know it, so there's kind of no excuses from now. That's the reason why we're a little bit behind, but certainly not whatever it was now, 7 tenths, 8 tenths off. You know, this is just quite poor from our side, but a track like this is just efficiency of car at the same time. We're losing in cornering and we're also losing a pretty insane amount in the straights. So, but that's just efficiency, that's just understanding of this car and the dynamics of this car, and the two teams that understand it better than everyone, Ferrari and Mercedes, are the guys who are way ahead. So no excuses. We know we've not done a good enough job, but the guys and girls are working hard. We just need to play a lot of catch up.
When we spoke in Monaco, you did hope to have made that catch up by now. When do you think it will come?
No, I certainly didn't think it would be coming just yet. I think we still know there's stuff coming for the future, but at the same time, we can't just develop the car. We need to out-develop everyone. You know, we need to catch up 8 tenths, and we want to be ahead by 2 tenths. So it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's still stuff that will take time, but the team know that time's not on our side. Like, we don't have all day and all week and all month to slowly understand it. We got to understand the car now, and we got to bring parts to the car as quickly as possible and quicker than every other team. So that's just the level we're having to perform at.
So where does this leave you for tomorrow? Is it about damage limitation, just surviving tomorrow's race?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this, it makes me more impressed by my own job in the sprint race. If it's 7 tenths off on a single lap, you know, the fact that we could finish P3 earlier today was pretty insane. So
Yeah, and if you hadn't had to manage fuel as well.
Yeah, no, I would have only finished third. I would never have caught the guys ahead, but yeah, it's just clear, but it's just nothing we can do now. We just have to maximise our own performance.
Okay, tomorrow's another day. Thank you.
It is indeed. Thank you.
We were just chatting to your teammate about, trying to get a level of understanding about this car. What about from your side of the garage with the old head scratching?
Yeah, there was a lot of it. Just struggled a lot with rear grip. We thought we made some pretty sensible changes into qualifying, but they just didn't really have the impact we were hoping for, I guess. A bit of a surprise as to why it's been so tricky the whole weekend. We've been battling with the balance of the car the whole weekend, which normally I feel like we just feel like we lack grip and downforce. This weekend it's been a pretty big handful to drive the car. Hopefully we can see what we can do tomorrow and make it a little bit nicer.
What is a realistic target?
I think trying to beat the Red Bulls is probably the main opportunity. Maybe we can beat the Ferraris, but I'm not particularly optimistic, so we'll see what we get. I mean, the first few laps of the sprint this morning were chaos, so hopefully we can get amongst it and hang on from there.
Thank you.
Toto, hi, sorry, we're back on. Another satisfying day at the office with your boy wonder?
Yeah, satisfying. I think he's impressive how he's calm and then just kills with a smile.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. What's the key? I mean, we were just talking about him growing in every session. It seems session by session, it's just more comfortable.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to watch. You can see the delta time getting faster and faster and faster, and no mistakes. And he's really performing. Considering it's only his second year, he's performing on such a high level.
How much changes were needed overnight? I mean, obviously yesterday it was very, very close between Lewis and Kimi, but we can see that clearly you guys had the advantage today. So any little niggles in there you can tell us what you were working on last night?
Yeah, we were not happy with the car performance in the low speed corners. So it's a little bit, we changed a little bit there. The car was turning in better, and I think that made the difference.
We were talking earlier that racetracks are straights, lefts and rights, but we all have bogey tracks. Except for Kimi. Why is that? I don't understand. And also how relaxed he is. I was just talking to Shove. 2009, I wasn't like that. He's so relaxed in himself and just enjoying the ride, it seems.
You did pretty well. You're a world champion. I think he hasn't won the world championship yet, so we always need to consider the big picture because he's being compared to the great ones, and I think he has all the traits to be a great one, but you need to lock in the results. And he doesn't show any weaknesses. He was a little bit on the back foot, no problem. As any driver, you don't like to be sent out first. He made that comment in the pit lane and then it packed it. It's compartmentalized. It doesn't play any role in his ability to drive fast.
Toto, I mean, obviously last year there were a lot of questions about whether you guys brought him into Formula One too early, and we've been discussing it as well, that you obviously believed in his potential, but this time last year it was a very different picture. So what's been the work that you've done on your side to help him get to where he is today in that short time?
Yeah, he had a really bad run last year because it was 9 races in a row without any points, and George was operating very well. But I think he's probably, victim to the pressure, to the new environment that comes upon you. He was just 18. In that way, it's remarkable how he came out of the blocks at the beginning of this year. It's almost like experienced, mature driver, but he's just 19.
Quick one on George. Obviously, he had that issue in first part of qualifying, which always puts you on the back foot when you put the car through the gravel. Was that just braking too late for the corner? It looked like he had push in that scenario.
Yeah, I think it was probably the gust of wind was the most. Was the most obvious reason that we can find at that stage. Also, the left front wheel looks like it has so much caster, but that was all good. So it's probably a combination between a tire not 100% grippy, gust of wind, maybe a little late brake, but I haven't seen that. But in any case, it looks really, really weird.
Concerns about the Ferraris tomorrow? Obviously, fast starting, we know that, but do you feel you've got them on race pace?
Yeah, I think we're going to see some yo-yoing at the beginning between the cars, which made the baby race so exciting today. You cannot discount them. In my opinion, you saw the speed that Lewis had today. We need to hope for reliability tomorrow in the race. Also, we only clock those results when we cross the line. So all of that is going to play a role.
So I need to ask you, and I want to get this right, so I'm going to read the quote here. You made some comments about Ferrari and being surprised about the amount of upgrades that they were making. I just want to go back to the press conference from earlier when Fred was asked, actually, by Tom Clarkson, was Toto accusing you of cheating? And Fred said, if you think we're overshooting
you need
the cost
glasses.
cap...
At a certain stage, your arm's not long enough anymore to help you.
Do you want me to hold it?
Maybe it's fine. Can you just put that there? Yeah. If you think we're up, thank you very much, Naomi. We're going to overshoot the cost cap. It's going in this direction. I understand you weren't particularly happy about those comments.
Fred is very, very emotional, and if he would have read my comments rather than just a headline, he would have seen that what I said was an observation, and would be interesting to see how much updates one can pull out at the end of the season. But it's just the emotionality that we all have and being passionate about our own team's success. I'm fine with that.
Did you take them out of context then, your comments?
Yeah. No, it was misunderstood.
Okay.
If I say things that I want to be understood, I will do so too. But in that case, I didn't mean it really.
Okay. Thank you, Toto. Appreciate it. Best
Thank
of
you very
luck
much.
tomorrow. And thanks for clearing that one up. We're going to take a short break.
George, if you could start by telling us what on earth happened in Q1, because there's some confused faces on the pit wall and indeed from you.
I don't know. I mean, I've raced here for 12 years and I've never locked up once in that corner before. So we made some changes to the setup. It was probably more extreme than we thought. I don't know what happened, but it was weird.
Did you sustain damage that then you carried through? Did that hamper you?
No, I mean, this whole weekend we've been struggling with straight line speed. We don't know why. Compared to all the other Mercedes cars losing, I mean, you look at the speed traps, 6k in the last sector, 3k in the middle sector. There's a couple of tenths over the lap compared to all the other Mercedes cars. So I don't really know why that is. The team are working super hard to try and understand. This morning we thought we found the problem because it was there yesterday, but it wasn't the issue. So yeah, not making things easier.
Can you still win this race?
If I've got this straight line speed deficit, no. So we'll keep working tonight to see if we can.
Come on, we need fighting spirit. You can do it.
If I'm losing 5k in the straight, you can't fight. So
we believe in you.
I appreciate that.
Moments, and unfortunate for him, but luckily it didn't go too wrong. I mean, just a small little nudge to the wall there, and then he was able to come in and change the nose. But obviously that has an impact on the rest of your session, doesn't it?
The weird thing was, it looked like he had push. It looked like it just wouldn't slow down. It's not like he's going very quick around that corner. So very strange.
I mean, you can sense the frustration, can't you? It's just for him, it's just like he can't even figure a way that he could finish ahead of his teammate tomorrow.
No, and I get it. He's fourth, his teammates first, right? And consistently first.
Yes, but he's also just given us a bit of information there in terms of his engine performance, and if he's losing that much time down the straights, then you're coming to, to this battle with compromised equipment.
Okay, let's hear from Arvid Lindblad, because he's going to the stewards at 6 o'clock for an unsafe release, but qualifying inside the top 10 ahead of his teammate, 9th.
Well, we're going to broadcast it now. You tell us what you said.
No, I just said thank you to all the guys on my side of the garage. It wasn't the easiest session. I wasn't particularly happy in Q1, but we worked really well together, making some changes on the switches, on the tools, to really chip away through the session, and it's why I'm here in Q3 now. So it was a real team effort to be here. So.
Okay, well, I mean, you say it wasn't easy, but yes, again, you're through. You've got this decent run of form is continuing. So aside from teamwork, what do you put it down to?
I think the team have done a good job. The car again, it's competitive. It's been a few weekends now where I'd say we've had the best car in the midfield, especially in quali. So our main focus is going to be trying to keep that the same in the race. But there's no hiding the fact that the team have done a really good job to keep developing this car to give us a fast car week in, week out.
And what are your reflections so far on your first home race?
Yeah, it's been very fun. I mean, it's obviously the fans here make it extremely special. The grandstands are full. The grass along every straight is full. You know, it makes it that bit more special to drive. But I think the most exciting thing is the track. And you know, when in these qualies, when we get so many sets of tyres and you're just chipping away each lap, getting a little bit closer to the limit. You know, such a high-speed circuit where an F1 car really comes to life is a very, very enjoyable feeling. And to be honest, it's been better than I expected.
Fantastic. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah, pinch yourself moments. This is the unsafe release.
It does, unfortunately. It's such a frustrating thing for a driver because it's nothing to do with the driver. It's when they're waved out into the fast lane. And after such a great qualifying, yeah, if he's losing 3 places going into the race, it's going to hurt.
Yes, if he is, or maybe it'll be a fine for the team. We'll wait and see. We're going to see the stewards at 6 o'clock. Nevertheless, actually, you know, if they're looking to chase down Alpine, they're 12 points behind them, and both their drives inside the top 10. Pierre could only manage 12th, and Colapinto out in Q1.
Yeah, well, if he gets that grid penalty, that does put Gasly in front of him, which won't be good news. But besides the fact that they are, you know, competing against the Alpines, it's also, you know, his childhood dream to be in Formula One. He's obviously here, and this is his first home Grand Prix in Formula One, and it would be a shame for him to not be in contention. But look, I think they've got the pace ahead of the best of the rest, the sort of the midfield battle. And so I think that even if he does get knocked down, I think he'll still be able to fight his way back into the points.
Okay, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, we'll finish things up from here.
Hi, Lewis. Why do you think you weren't able to emulate the sprint quali performance?
It just wasn't as fast today. We made a couple of changes to the car, but nothing major, like the tiniest of changes. But yeah, just didn't feel quite as comfortable as I did yesterday. And
how significant is the deployment issue here? How much of a headache will that be tomorrow, do you think?
I mean, it was the same this morning in the sprint. It was quite a bit of an issue for us, just having different deployments of these guys. Whether or not we'll have something different tomorrow, we'll find out. Does it hamstring you? Does it feel frustrating, particularly at a circuit like this where you want to go all out? Any circuit when you're full throttle and the power is dropping away and the guy ahead's pulling away, of course that's frustrating. But we understand that's where we are, and we just keep continuing to work. But this is a great result for the team to have a second and third, and hopefully we can try to apply some pressure tomorrow. Thank you.
Charles, congratulations. How and where did you find the pace?
Just with the feeling with the car, to be honest. It's not really about... I think one of my strengths in the past, or at least until 5-6 races ago, was to get into Q3 and find something that I hadn't done before and know exactly where the car, how the car feels and what to expect from the car whenever I will carry that extra speed in Q3. And I had lost completely that feeling recently. We've had issues that we obviously changed on the car and it improved, but still I wasn't happy. And my second place in Austria in qualifying, I wasn't really happy because the feeling just was not there. But today, it finally was back. Whether it's going to stay or not, I don't know. So that's where I'll focus to try and get that feeling more often. But I feel like I've learned a few things that will be very helpful going forward for these kind of cars, which, I wasn't doing particularly well before.
Well, that's great, because it is all about feeling when the margins are so tight. So what will be the key tomorrow to convert this front row start into a podium or indeed a win?
I mean, I just hope to get the same feeling again. In qualifying, I did, but as I said, it's not a given that then coming into the race, everything feels great. We've changed quite a lot of things, and the way I call it, it's a bit of a philosophical change in the way you run few things. And today felt a lot better for me. I hope the positive feeling carries on the race tomorrow, and if it does, then I'll try and look forward. But surely, realistically, it's going to be tricky to get Kimi tomorrow.
Well, we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes.
We're just chatting to your team boss, who say there are no weaknesses at the moment with Kimi. How important is it?
There always are a little.
Well, that's a good response.
Yeah.
You see, that's why you've got to keep striving for perfection.
Yeah, of course.
But how significant is it that you do feel so well supported within the team?
Yeah, no, it's great. I think there's a really good dynamic in the team and really good environment. I've been really enjoying the time with the team. And also with Bono, with my performance engineer Stefan, it's been, and also also Marcelo, it's been great. I have to be honest, I have a really great team around me, and we've been enjoying the journey so far.
Yeah, and you do seem to be growing with every session and just getting into this groove of confidence. Is that how it feels?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's still occasion and situation where I still need to learn quite a lot, but today was a good test because the wind was very gusty, was unpredictable. So together with the team, we had to work our way around a little bit. It was good because it was not a straightforward session. The start was a bit tricky, but really happy that we were able to build momentum and to just keep improving.
Fantastic, well done.
Thank you.
Right, should we deal in some hypotheticals?
Oh, gosh.
Here we go.
We love a bit of hypotheticals.
Here we go. You've got two Ferraris. They start quite quickly. If they can both get ahead of Kimi Antonelli and be leading the race, will they work together to try to keep the Mercs behind?
Well, first of all, Kimi actually got a better start in the sprint race.
So that's a hypothetical.
Okay. So if they're both in front, yes, I think they'll work together.
Hypothetically.
Yes, while they're racing on the moon.
Yeah, sure. But that's probably their best chance, right? I mean, if it just looks on raw power, and particularly down the straights, that Kimi's got that edge.
Yeah, look, they've clearly got an edge on pace. It's almost 2 tenths, behind him that is clear. So it's going to be a tough battle to keep him behind him if they do get ahead. But I think that one thing that they will be able to do is potentially split the strategy if there's any game playing they can do there, or if something happens like a safety car, whatever, they could then put pressure by forcing him into making a decision to pit stop that's not optimal for him.
And not hypothetically either.
Yes, exactly, not hypothetically.
I think that is very possible, and I think that's what they could really use to their advantage if they get off second and third behind Kimi.
Can we have a quick word, though, and a big up for Isaac Hadjar, because ahead of his teammate, a good day at the office for him, absolutely.
Yeah, Isaac Hadjar, he's a really, really good driver. I mean,
that's how you pronounce it.
That's how you pronounce it, not Isaac, but it's okay. It's okay. You're learning. It's okay.
Anyway.
Listen, I think he's done a fantastic job. Obviously, he came into F1 last year and had a very decent rookie season at Racing Bulls. But the fact that he's been able to come into this team, of course, this car is not the car we had become accustomed to seeing Max be so dominant in. It's a different car. It's a different set of challenges. But he's just there. And to be able to be on par, and in this case, ahead of the likes of a Max Verstappen, goes to show that he's got some serious talent.
That is a big deal. That is a really big deal. And Max obviously isn't happy. He's not going to be happy qualifying there, but especially when your teammate's in front. But no, really good job by
Isaac.
No.
Doesn't look like the McLaren or the Red Bulls will be a factor tomorrow, do you think? Or is that speaking too soon? Depends. Again, it's hypothetical.
Well, I mean, look, I think the McLarens, clearly you could tell that Norris was not very happy with the performance there. But let's see what happens tomorrow.